in Riesel, Texas on the Rattlesnake Roundup, and here you see them. That's a big one right there. Oh my goodness. And you hear them all rattle. So cool. Never get to see them that close.
Have you ever been bit?
Yeah. No? Are you not afraid that you get bit?
A little bit, but best thing to do if you ever do get bit is just stay calm. It already happened. If you get all worried about it, blood starts pumping. I got a knock on wood.
Wow, yeah, you're very lucky. But when you get bit here today, do they have a poison thing for you to take?
Yeah, no, we don't have any antivenom on us here.
No?
But we actually had a handler get bit the other day by a cobra. Luckily, it was a dry bite. There was no venom in it.
Yeah.
But we had him taken over to Waco.
Oh my God.
Over there.
I didn't even know they had a cobra here.
Yeah, we do. Well, we have some exotic free bred. No.
Not in a while. Yeah, I just want to.
It's from Egypt. So.
Wow. Yeah, he was lucky then. Very lucky.
Well, what happened earlier is when we brought him out, he struck and he spewed all his venom out. So we think what happened was when he actually got him, he didn't have enough time to get his venom back.
Andy is shopping for snake parts.
Letting us put on the show and maybe a little education for y'all. But we're the Cowboys from Hell Snake Handlers. Sorry about the name, it is what it is. But first I'd like to introduce the gentleman that's in the back, the pit with me right now. His name is Lars. He comes from Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, just to put on a little show and kind of give you a little education as well. But please do give him a round of applause. He'll earn it later. All right, the gentleman that was, sitting right there, he is actually our president of this here group. He's the one that actually brought us all together to do this. It's kind of crazy because it's funny. When we first met him, we're all down here in Texas, and we didn't know any Yankees could do certain stuff. So when we first got introduced to him, they were like, "Hey man, I got you a handler who you won't believe the handler." And we're like, "All right, well, let's hear about it." He was like, "Well, before I tell you his name, you gotta hear where he's from." So he was like, "All right, well, where is this handler from?" He was like, "He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania." Well, Landon Schultz, one of our handlers, he was like, "You brought us a Yankee? Are you serious? All I thought was digging snow. That's all they could do. Like, are you serious, dude?" But so we're like, all right, let's put him to the test. Let's get him in the pit and see how he's doing. Well, since then we've been kind of stuck with him, so it's kind of a pleasure to be with that. But yes, he does come from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania as well. No, you're not getting no free Winkies when I tell you his name. We tried 1,000 times, it's not happening. But his name is David Thomas. Once he comes back out this direction, here in a moment or whenever, please do give him a round of applause. He is the other handler with the great, I believe it's a green another gentleman who ain't actually up here just yet. He's in the back doing some other snakes. But he comes from your backyard, just an hour and 30 minutes toward DFW over in Cleveland, Texas. He's been doing this a little over, I think it was 40 years, if I'm not mistaken. So he's definitely got some time and knowledge on how to deal with these snakes. But when he comes in here, he's the gentleman with the beige-looking cowboy hat. His name is Landon Schultz. Please do give him a round of applause. There he is. Landon Schultz, and then there's David Thomas right next to him. And then we also have another hammer who ain't currently right here with us right now. I believe he will probably be here later. But he comes from Orange Grove, way down in Texas. But he's been doing this over 59 plus years. He has a lot of knowledge. I mean, a lot of knowledge about these snakes in here and what to do and all that. It's a pleasure to be handling with these three gentlemen, well, four gentlemen in my case. But his name is David Eastep. But like I said, he currently ain't here right now. But last but not least, my name is Brandon Schultz. I am Landon Schultz's son. We're second and third generation snake hunters, so that's kind of cool. But I do come from Cleveland as well. I hope you all enjoy the show that we're about to kind of start, and maybe y'all learn a little thing or two. First off, does anybody know the difference between poison and venom? Anybody? You young men. Timestamps of how fast and how much his arms start swelling. In the picture on the right, you can see the comparison. Now, roughly $95,000. Find the cup that matches the bite wound. Put that on the device. Put that onto your bite wound. Push in the plunger. At that point, it creates 750 millibars of suction. That's dang near a complete vacuum. While that's doing its magic, you're going to see what the venom looks like. It kind of is like an orange juice looking substance. Trust me, it does not taste like orange juice at all. It is actually pretty good. Yes, you can actually drink rattlesnake venom. As long as you don't have ulcers, cuts, scarring in your mouth, throat, or like in your intestines. Other than that, you're perfectly fine. It's just, you're going to have a nasty taste in your mouth for a while. Your cell phone, I don't care who it is. It could be your ex-husband who you hate, your mom, your brother, your sister, your cousin. It could be your son or your grandkids. Call them. It don't matter who it is. Call them. See, we actually keep these and whatnot. No, these are not our pets or anything. These are actually fresh caught out in the wild. This bucket that he just brought, we had head hunters just come this morning to sell to our buyers and throw in this pit for your entertainment. They have absolutely everything, and I mean everything they were born with. It is absolutely serious. Here in a minute, we're going to actually show you the tail end and the biting mechanism of these here snakes. When you start to touch, I'm going to stop right there. You children, you adults, especially you adults, I'm sorry to say this, but you are lied to. You're set in your ways. That is how y'all were raised. But you were lied to completely. Snakes are not poisonous. That's number one. You were lied to about that. That's not true. Number two, you will always get told, hey, they're always super cold. They're really slimy and icky and all that. That is not true. Once you get to touch one of these snakes, you're going to notice on the belly side of it, it has a nice smooth texture so it can glide over the ground pretty easy. On his back side, he has a little gritty part. That's just because he needs that to kind of help survive on the wood so he doesn't get random ass cuts down the back while he's sliding into something. But here in a minute, once Lars gets ready, he'll be able to let y'all children touch one of these snakes, especially adults. If you haven't touched one, you need to touch one so you can understand what we're trying to tell you. But children, kids, this is the only time, and I'll repeat, kids, this is the only time you're allowed to touch one of these snakes. Do not touch them out in the wild whatsoever. you do, if you by chance come on to one of these snakes in your backyard, go to your mom. Do not go there at your mom. Do not get your dad in that situation. But here in a minute, once I get prepared, I'll actually show you the fangs of these snakes. Let you know. We always get asked, do you defang them? Do you milk them? Or do you take out their venom glands? No, we do not. As you saw, these are fresh caught, dumped into this pit. They have 100% of everything they have, fangs and all. Speaking of fangs, rattlesnakes have what we call rejuvenating fangs. They have 4 sets of fangs in their head at all times. Roughly, when one falls out, roughly 12 hours later, another one will replace that missing fang, just like that. And it will be prepared to keep on going the next day. They are serious about this stuff. But let me get prepared and I'll show you the fangs.
Orange juice. Now, you could drink that as long as you had no open wounds in your mouth or your digestive system. You could drink it with no ill effects. But I'm going to tell you, yeah, it looks like orange juice. It don't taste like orange juice. I promise. How many of you folks like to go hunting, camping, and fishing? 1, 2, hunting, camping, fishing. All right. Now, say y'all are walking now, and you're walking down there, and all of a sudden you hear one of these guys go off. What are you supposed to do? Exactly. You stop, you look around, and you see where that guy is at, because believe it or not, you getting scared will actually make the situation worse. Now, you can actually take off running. You can trip on a log or a rock. You can fall, hit your head on a rock or a stick, log, and make the situation even worse than whether or not you find out where that snake is. Now, Lawrence is going to take a few minutes, and you'll notice that these snakes are not paying attention to Lawrence because he's being perfectly still. They're actually paying attention to Brandon and I because we're making rapid movements. So Lawrence is going to take just a few minutes and slowly drag his feet out of this tall rattlesnake. I'm going to tell you, if y'all were to encounter this many rattlesnakes, I'd find a new fishing hole.
We also get asked all the time, what do you do in this situation if you gotta go to the restroom? You know what we say? You better go, dude. Oh yeah, you better go. It's better to pay $5 at the laundromat than over $30,000 in medical bills. Way easier, bro. That's a guarantee. But as you can see, he's slowly sliding his feet across the ground. Not picking them up, but sliding them across. Because if you were to pick him up, he may actually step on one of those and automatically cause a stroke. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lars.
Give it up, Lars! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're all thinking, how fast and how far can Rattlesnake strike? So, way back when, we used to take a balloon and put on the end of our pinner and make that snake pop that balloon. Well, people say, oh, that didn't happen. Okay, so it didn't happen. So one night, my brothers and I were sitting in the motel having a few, we got a player. So we were having a few beers and I said, hey, I got a stupid idea. And they said, well, you always got a stupid idea. I said, yeah, I know. They were like, what is your stupid idea? I said, I want to take that balloon, put it in my mouth, and see how close I can get to that rattlesnake. Yeah, that sounds pretty stupid, but it kind of sounds cool. Let's see what happens. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you better have your cameras out because this is going to take just a second. I had to hire a high-speed camera crew to record it. When they did, it took 2 weeks before they showed me the video. That snake was 2 inches from my face and about 3 inches past my head. Almost had a new earring hole. So if this works right, Brandon's going to demonstrate to you. Rowdy, you about to come off there. Did you take a chicken snake? Huh? No, you're going to come off there. Grab another one. Hey, Brandon, I got you one.
Let me change my balloon then. I'll grab that
I would have to have a weather balloon for that one.
There you go. Hold that up again.
Maybe a player. Maybe a player. There it is. And you know what? I didn't get to see that. Give it up for Brandon and our snake. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon's going to take over
This show for the moment. We would like to thank y'all for coming out. I hope you all enjoyed and kind of learned something that y'all didn't know. I would also like to ask y'all if y'all can please go check out the other vendors that are here. We have some inside and some outside. There is also a concession stand right out the door in that building right there. They have their famous burgers and rattlesnake meat and a couple other goodies. If you haven't tried rattlesnake meat, I definitely recommend it. It's actually really good. But us hammers also have our own merchandise on the table over here right next to these three gentlemen. We have t-shirts, ball caps, and shot glasses. Shot glasses are $5. T-shirts and ball caps are $20. We also do happen to have the Riesel's inaugural Rattlesnake Roundup with Riesel and Walnut Springs logos on them. They are only for this show, so if you can, do go get one. It's pretty cool. But thank y'all for coming out, and I hope y'all enjoy. he's honestly thinking somebody's just putting like a blanket over him at that point. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, what these two gentlemen are actually about to do is their favorite, and I mean favorite game in the entire world to do. They make it a competition. Oh yeah, you don't need boots either, that's true. But this is their favorite game. They do a lot of competition. Y'all played hot potato, right, as kids? Well, this is real hot potato. The game is to see how many times without that snake unraveling in midair. The most they've gotten so far, if I remember correctly, is about 8 tosses. It's 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for them doing hot potato. Alright, so now the next thing we're actually going to demonstrate, the majority of y'all are at least from Texas, right? Is there anybody who's not from Texas? Like, are you out of state? Where are you from, ma'am?
Germany.
You're from Germany? Oh, wow. Can you believe that? You're far away from home. Thank you for coming and watching the show. I'm so happy to hear that. But, alright, so the majority of y'all have at least gone, like, hiking, camping, and fishing, and all that, right? For the most part. So, say, like, for instance, you decided you're camping, and it's time for you to go to bed. Well, in the middle of the night, out of nowhere, you feel like you have the urge to go to the bathroom. But you feel something tap your leg, like, barely moving against your leg, and you find out there's something in your sleeping bag that was not in there when you went to bed. So, here in a second, we're actually going to have, as y'all can see, we're having large skin in the sleeping bag. Our handlers are going to end up loading them up full of rattlesnakes. And then he's going to demonstrate to you how to get out of the situation without causing a strike. Also, fun fact about doing this, if we were to put a couple more rattlesnakes in this sleeping bag and zip them up, we can actually walk out of this pit right now, leave him in here. What's going to happen is he's going to still be right there laying with those snakes, and also may end up having more in that sleeping bag with him. Right now, all they're thinking is that's a nice dark space where it's nice and warm from Lars's heat, thinking it's a little dim so they can sit there and kind of like hibernate almost. Are you sleepy?
A little bit.
Alright, cool. Take a nap, close your eyes. Well, like I said, technically we can honestly leave Lars out here, and he would still be in here like a couple hours later with either more snakes in their bag or the same amount. But here in a minute, once they get done loading them up. Ooh, he got a good one for you, Lars. I think that's a perfect one.
I know. Lay down.
Alright, now zip them up. Hey, wait, before we do this, you got his wallet? We can go get lunch now. Dang it, dude. Alright, now here in a second, we're going to have Lars start getting out. Once he starts, you're going to see that at that point, he's using every bit, and I mean every bit of his muscle to get out of this situation. You ready, Lars? As you can see, with his legs in the sleeping bag, he has to basically make him dead weight. He basically is using it like dead weight. All he's able to get himself out with is just his strength in his arms. You can see he's trembling a little bit. That's not because he's scared. Hey. Don't. You gotta go head first. And we ain't taking none of them out at that point. Whoa. But as you can see, oh, you need more room? Okay. I counted one. Anybody else? How many snakes did you count? I counted one. How many did you count? You got one too? Cool. You got one? All right. What you got? Oh, you got 10 in there? Ooh, she thinks we got a big number. Ready? Let's see what we got in there with Lars. See, I told you one. There's one. There's one. There's one. And there's one. All right, let's get these snakes off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lars. All right, the next trick we're actually about to show you, we always get asked this one question. How far and how fast does a rattlesnake strike? Well, I can tell you this very personally. They strike pretty far and pretty fast. It's quick. So when we first came up with this idea to show you the demonstration, we originally put a balloon on the end of our pinner, put a snake on the table. We'll have we'll kind of poke at the snake with the balloon and have him strike it. Well, after a while, yeah, it was pretty cool, but then it kind of started getting like a little lame almost feeling. So one night, these two gentlemen in the pit with me and another gentleman of ours, they were out actually drinking at the hotel, and Landon was like, "Hey man, I got a dumb idea." Well, Thomas was like, "Well, dude, you normally have dumb ideas, so how is this any different?" Well, he was like, "Well, instead of putting the balloon on my pinner, I want to put it in my mouth and get as closest to the snake as possible. And I want to see it strike the balloon in first person, basically, right?" Well, after a while, they ended up hiring a professional photographer to take this photo. It took the photographer 2 weeks. I repeat that, it took him 2 weeks to show Landon this photo. In the photo, you can see this snake's body was within an inch away from Landon's face, and his head and fangs are 2.5 inches past his ear. He almost got a new earring. Oh yeah, it was pretty crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, please do get your cameras ready. It's going to be fast. How fast? Let's see. That fast, ladies and gentlemen. All right, give it up for Landon. Yeah, and give it up for the snake. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this next snake that we're actually about to bring out is technically the same species of what's in this on this floor with us right now. But however, when we bring him out, you're going to see a key difference between him and these. This is Alan. He is what we call 100% true albino Western Diamondback Rattler. As you can see, the key difference is he has no skin pigmentation on him. All you see is the white with a beige cream color pattern on the back. That's it. Also, one way to tell if you're able to get close to him without causing a strike. In his eyes, you can see they are pink, same as his tongue. Now, however, the ones that are on the floor standing in this pit, their eyes and tongue are actually black. Roughly 30 to 50,000 snakes that are born, one is only born albino. They're actually pretty rare. They don't last that long out in the wild whatsoever. If they're really, really lucky, max a month. You know how crazy that is? Imagine only getting to last a month. That's it. But like I said, they only last, generally, they only last about 2 to 3 weeks. But most of the time, it's only like a week, maybe a couple days they last long. For instance, the reason is because if a hawk sees Alan or one of these on the ground, which one are you you think he's gonna go for? Alan, right? I can't see this camouflage snake, but I can see that straight white one. It's like, for instance, imagine a cheeseburger's in front of you or a slice of bread. Which one are you gonna go for? The cheeseburger? Really? But all right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Alan, the albino rattlesnake. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll also conclude our show today. We thank y'all very much to coming out. I hope y'all enjoyed and kind of learned a little fun facts and information and all that. I would also like to ask y'all if y'all can go check out the other vendors that we have. There's some inside as well outside. There is a concession stand. If you were to go out those double doors right there and walk right to the track, that building that's right there, that is the concession stand. It has their famous burgers, and they're also doing rattlesnake meat. If you haven't tried rattlesnake meat, you definitely need to go try it out because it is actually really good. Oh, it's to die for, yeah. Then us handlers, we actually do have our own merchandise over here. We have t-shirts, ball caps, and shot glasses. Shot glasses are $5, t-shirts and ball caps are $20. We do also have the Riesel inaugural Rattlesnake Roundup State Championship t-shirts that has the Riesel and Walnut Springs logos on it. It would be an honor to have y'all come out and get one of those because, like I said, they are the inaugural t-shirt. It's only for this show only, so you won't be able to see it ever again. But thank y'all for coming out, and I hope y'all enjoy